Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. So today we're starting to talk about the first goddess, about Asherah. Who was Asherah? Asherah was the goddess of fertility, the mother of 70 gods and goddesses. She was the consort of El, who stood in the head of the pantheon. And she was the mother. She was the one giving life. You may have heard of Asherah before in the Bible. The Bible set a stone to monotheistic faith. And in the Bible, all of the other gods and goddesses are considered forbidden. You shouldn't be worshipping them, you shouldn't be celebrating them. And Asherah is among them, or is she? But we will talk about this later on. We do know a few things about her. She was a combination of a local deity, but she was also a deity that was known all throughout the Levant. If you would go to a certain city, either in Phoenicia or Canaan, you would find a temple in which Asherah is being known, recognized, and worshipped, and she is considered one of the patronesses of the city. But if you went on a journey to a different city, you would still find the same Asherah. She was both a combination of local and international. We know that the number 7 was sacred to Asherah. She was the mother of 70 gods. She ruled over 7 planets that you can see in the naked eye. In Jewish tradition, until today, the holiest day of all is Shabbat, the 7th day. And in Jewish tradition, we refer to Shabbat as Shabbat, the Queen. The day is almost being worshipped as a goddess. We also know that trees were a symbol of Asherah. Now, we all heard about the tree of life and the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden. And this is a very interesting story because another symbol that you can find in these trees is the serpent, the snake. A very complicated symbol that we will talk about it later on because it deserves a video all to itself. But what we do know that in the ancient world, serpents or snakes were considered symbols of fertility. Why? The ancient people didn't know the reason that the snake is shedding its skin. So for them, what they saw is that the snake is rebirthing itself. So it became a sign of fertility and renewal. Until today, the serpent is a symbol of doctors. They heal. The serpent became a symbol of many ancient fertility goddesses. Same with Asherah. There are researchers that say that the banishment from the Garden of Eden and actually removing the people from the sacred trees and the serpent is actually a monotheistic attempt of trying to remove us from believing in Asherah, the mother goddess. But things don't go away easily. For example, the menorah, the famous menorah that was in the first Temple Mount, was captured in the shape of a tree, a blossoming tree, an Asherah tree. You could even see flowers at the edges of the candlesticks. Until today, the symbol of the state of Israel is the same menorah with 2 olive trees. Many of the things were unclear up until about 100 years ago, until they found a city called Ugarit. It's very close to the border between Lebanon and Syria. In Ugarit, they finally found many archaeological tablets about the mythology of the entire Levant. And then we could actually learn more about those goddesses that in the past we only knew them from the Bible as something which is forbidden. We won't be able to cover everything about Asherah in one video, but now we're getting to know this famous lady. And I do want to tell you about one archaeological site in Israel that I find very interesting. The place is Tel Arad. It is located in the south of Israel in the Judea desert. There's a city called Arad, and outside of that, it's Tel Arad. On top of the site, there is a hill. And just like today, it was very close to the border of Israel with another country. So there was a military post up on that hill. And when they started to excavate there, they found something that in the beginning the researchers found a little bit confusing. They found a temple, a small temple, but this temple wasn't the shape of the same big temple in Jerusalem, the first Temple Mount, which is a problem because only one of those is supposed to exist. You shouldn't be having a lot of temples spreading all around. And they actually found a temple which is built from 3 different sections. And in the middle, you found the Holy of Holies, a place of worship that only a priest can enter. They found 2 altars on which you can burn insects. And inside, they found 2 stones that they weren't entirely sure what they symbolized. Maybe it was a symbol of the tablets, the same one that Moses had. Maybe they had a mistake while building it. They came to realize that maybe thousands of years ago, the worship of Asherah was actually acceptable, and they worshipped El, the god, alongside Asherah. When they wanted to make sure there'll be only one temple in Jerusalem, they told the people in the place to make sure no one can use the temple anymore, so they covered everything with sands and set the stones sideways. Now, I will say this, in every archaeological site you have a lot of explanations. I'm presenting one explanation, but I'm sure there are others. If you go into Google Scholar and start looking for things that people say, you'll find many things. I would advise you to go to Tel Arad and see the place for yourself. Also, you can sleep in tents during the night to the foot of the hill, and if you never saw the stars in the desert, it's something that you should experience in your lifetime. So, in the next video, we will get to know some of the messenger of those goddesses. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you next time.